Stillness. A big part of that is to notice the stillness that's always already here. There's no question we have a lot of activity going on. Let's focus a little bit on stillness during the practice today. One of the ways that we might work with that is to notice what's happening in our body right now. And what is it that's relaxed already? And what is it that's tense? So when we tune into the body, what we notice is the tight spots generally. We notice our shoulders are tight or we're clenching our teeth or something like that. As you're doing your initial scan, notice all of those tight spots. That'll happen anyway. But also notice all of the spaces around those tight spots where it's actually a little softer, a little more relaxed. If your forehead and eyebrows have a bit of tightness in them, notice if that goes down into your eyes. Does it go to the sides of your head? And if it does, how far back does it go into your scalp? Can you feel it a few inches back from your forehead, or can you feel it up to the top of your head? Just notice your forehead and eyebrows and your eyes. And if there's any tightness at all in the forehead or eyebrows, notice the sensation itself and notice how far in your body you can feel the sensation. You feel it to the top of your head, the sides. Does it wrap around your head? Does it go into the back? For me, my forehead is pretty much just in the forehead. If there's tension in the forehead, it doesn't seem to wrap around my head. I don't know what your experience is. Just to notice if there's tightness in the forehead, how far does it go? What are the limits of that? And then bring your attention down a little bit into your lower face, to your lips and your mouth, your tongue. Notice the hinges of your jaw. There's a lot of sensation in our mouth, taste buds, and sensation of wetness. Very common to have tightness through the hinges of the jaw as well. And like anything that we notice in our bodies, some of it feels quite physical. Yes, if it's the hinges of my jaw and I move them around, I can feel them kind of loosen up a bit. Oftentimes, there's an energetic component as well. As you're paying attention to the hinges of your jaw, to your mouth, your teeth, your tongue, notice any sensation that's there and notice the space around the sensation. If you notice that your jaw is tight and you're clenching your teeth a bit, generally speaking, as soon as we notice, that will soften up a bit. But notice if the muscles of your cheeks are tight, the tips of your ears are tight. Where exactly is that sensation? And what's all around that sensation? Where does it end? And what's in that space where you can't feel that anymore? And then bring your attention directly down into your throat. Throat is often alive with sensation. Sometimes we feel like there's a blockage there. Sometimes there's a pulsing or some kind of energy. Notice what's going on in your throat right now. Notice the qualities of any sensation that's there. Is it moving or still? How far does it go? Where can you not feel that? Does it end at the edge of your throat, the edge of your skin, or does it go out a little bit more from there? Can you feel that on the back of your neck? Or is there a different sensation in the back part of your neck? And so often we have a tightening through the back of the neck, top of the shoulders, upper back. We have a hard shell. Bring your attention to that for a moment. And if there's any tightness at all in the back of your neck, notice how far that extends. Does it go up into the back of your skull? What does it feel like if you move your head a bit? Notice into the upper back. What does that feel like? And notice the space itself. There's a space where these sensations are appearing. And we know that the space is in the area of the neck. So notice what that feels like. What exactly are the sensations and what are their edges? What are the boundaries? And what's happening as you're paying attention? Is it softening? Did your mind wander and you bring it back? Got a bit tight again, maybe? Just to notice all the time what's happening in your experience. Part of what happens is that we lose track of what we're paying attention to. Continue to notice what's happening in the back of your neck, the shoulders, the mid back area, in between the shoulder blades, behind the heart center. And notice if it's kind of all one type of sensation or if there's different things going on in different parts. And notice if it's right at the edge of the back of your body, if it's the last half inch or an inch of your body, if it goes out into the space behind your body. What's your sense of that? Does it go all the way forward to the front of your body? Notice the sensation and notice where there's no sensation. What does that feel like as well? Bring your attention now through to the front of your body, to your chest and your stomach. If you come back up into your face for a moment, notice what the sensations are in your forehead and eyebrows. They might be similar, they might be different. Through your mouth and your jaw, down into your throat, your neck. Now, once you get below the collarbones, you're in the area of the rib cage, the large muscles that cover the ribs, down into the stomach and those large muscles, your digestive system in behind there. And as you're noticing, notice the space itself as well as what's happening in the space. Right now, we're noticing the space of the chest, the stomach area, the lower belly. What's going on in that space? What are the sensations? And sometimes it feels like there's one big sensation. Other times it feels like there's something going on this part. Maybe you can feel something in your chest and you notice that it doesn't go anywhere much. It's a couple of inches around, or it's right in the very center. It might be right out to the edges and even beyond your body, but it's not down into your stomach. There's so much variety in the sensations we have. Let your attention be drawn to wherever it's going to go in the torso, the chest, the stomach, your lower belly. Some of these are so familiar. Something in the pit of the stomach, or whenever we tune in, we notice our heart beating. Notice what's going on and notice it like a scientist. What are the qualities of it? How far does it go? Is it moving? Does it have an image? Does it feel threatening? And notice that it's occurring in space. It's happening in a certain location, and you can see the edges of that location. Notice that too. Notice the space around the sensations. And bring your attention out to your whole body again. You might notice some sensation in your arms or hands, your legs or feet. And notice what draws your most attention. What is most compelling right now to look at? And from this perspective of being aware of the whole entire body and what's happening in that space that your body is occupying, rest our attention on that larger arena for a moment. And notice where the sensations are strongest, and notice where there's no sensation really. Notice if there's a feeling of stillness as well. Let yourself rest with that as well. We always notice what's tight or what's moving, and notice what's not. Notice what's still. And then bring your attention directly into thought. What's happening in your thought stream? And we can also notice the space where thought appears. It's somewhere in the area of the brain behind the forehead. And we can notice that sometimes there's no thoughts. And then there's a variety of different kinds of thoughts. Some are kind of more background, some are quite compelling. Let's watch thought for a moment with this view of noticing the gaps between thought. And so many of us have a habit of following any thought that comes up in the mind. And right now, our intention is to notice the stillness or the quiet between the thoughts. Really concentrate on that quiet. And notice the quality of the thoughts that are coming through. Some of them can really just stay in the background and they don't really disturb your concentration. Really firmly attend to the spaces between the thoughts and not to the thoughts themselves. Just for another couple of minutes, notice the stillness. And notice that even when some of the thoughts come through, it doesn't disturb the stillness. We're still aware of the silence of the mind. And sometimes words or images will come in that kind of attract your attention. And as you're noticing them, just reassure yourself it's okay. Right now, we don't have to follow thoughts. We could just take another minute or so to rest our attention in this silence. And if a sensation comes into our awareness, we could soften it for a moment and then come back, just watching and noticing the stillness between thoughts. And extend your awareness to include your whole body again. What else is going on in this space that your body is occupying? There's sensation, sense perceptions. The brain is busy interpreting a few things. There's breathing. And before we finish the practice, review back through your mind what the practice was like. What did you notice? What was your response? Sometimes we're kind of frustrated with ourselves if our mind is all over the place. Sometimes we had such a lovely rest. Just notice your reaction as well. And if you like, you could set an intention to focus again on the stillness at different moments during the day. When you're ready, open your eyes.